Are we ready? Yes, good. The interviewer for the first panel discussion is a very dear friend to the Chinese community in Denmark. When we are paying sky-high taxes and suffer from the winter coldness, he's had a great time in China for more than 21 years. His knowledge of China could easily humble any Chinese. He came back a year ago from a diplomatic post as Consul General in Shanghai and now in charge of China Task Force at the Foreign Ministry. Let's welcome the best goodwill ambassador to the Chinese in Denmark and another half Chinese, Mr. Carsten Boyer Thurston, Cao Huoyi 先生.
Thank you, Heidi, for your introduction. And is this all right? No. It's all right now. Okay. Thank you, Heidi, for your introduction. And welcome to the first panel discussion this afternoon. Let me first introduce the other members of the panel. Next to me is Mrs. Bai Jie. Bai Jie is HR Director of Huawei Technologies in the Nordic countries, and actually her name is actually a cross-cultural name in the sense that every culture in Europe has the same name. The meaning of the name is white, the color white, and we have the same surname in a lot of other European languages. But welcome to Bai Jie. And another member of the panel is Mr. Zhou Keming. Zhou Keming is based with his company in London, the CEO of Orbis International Limited. Then I want to introduce Henrik Anker Olesen from IBM. We were working in Shanghai actually together recently for some years, and now Henrik Olesen also is back in Denmark as a position in IBM in the Nordic countries. And finally, Mr. Philip Grab, who is the CEO of MAQS, a law firm in Denmark, having a lot to do with Chinese companies operating in Europe and operating in the Nordic countries, have also long experience from working in China, including Hong Kong. Now, this session is about cross-cultural challenges. As we know, a large number of Chinese companies are now moving into Europe. Already 25 years ago, a large number of European companies moved to China, set up representation offices, production facilities, and so on. The procedure is that I will ask the four witnesses here one question, and then they will reply, elaborate. After that, we have still 15 minutes left. The witnesses will have the opportunity to comment, to dialogue with the other witnesses, and if there are questions from the floor, these questions are also welcome. First, I would like to ask Ms. Bai the following question. Where do you see that Chinese and European company culture and management practice work well together? So where is a good cooperation, where is there a good understanding? And then question number 2, what are the typical areas in which you find that different cultural and management background is very much a challenge to a smooth cooperation between Chinese and European companies? Please.
Okay, thank you all. And well, about your question, generally speaking, it's hard to say that there is a big difference between Chinese company or European company. I think every company culture is different, as well as same with each other. Here is an interesting story that in Huawei, customers first is a very important core value which motivates our employees dedicate in customer requirement very rapidly and timely. And recently, a European company also increased this item into their company culture after some research on Huawei's success. So I'm telling this story just want to say, when Earth becomes a village, when Chinese company and European company has so many chains to cooperate in so many areas, company culture or cultural difference is really not a big problem between regions, countries, or companies. Huawei has been in Europe from 2000. It has 10 years already, and we both have European colleagues, managers, and the Chinese colleagues, managers work very well together. And from my experience, during my 3 years in Europe, 2 years in Central and Eastern Europe, 1 year in Nordic, I have a really great time with my European colleagues. They are so professional and diligent. We got great achievement together. So I think it's really not big difference, not a problem. Just communication, understanding, respecting each other, try to be as open as possible, and a little bit more patient. So everything can say.
Thank you, Baite. I'm not satisfied with your reply. I think that was good. You must have encountered some challenges here and there, and then overcoming these challenges, I understand. And these conclusions and these lessons that you have learned, I wonder whether you could comment on that, whether you have learned, whether you have some experiences that you would like to bring on to the audience here on how to promote even better cooperation between different cultures, either between companies or in different countries. Also, just to add to another aspect, talking about Europe, we Europeans, we find that we are very, very different, whether we live in Nordic countries or East Europe or West Europe, and this South Europe is a totally different story seen from the Nordic countries. And of course, in the same goes for China, there are also differences between the regions in China. So the question is, have you seen any differences between the European cultures, and have you stories to lessons to tell us about this?
Yeah, of course, there is difference between human beings. I work in Poland, Germany, and also other Eastern Europe for many years. And but the difference I just thought is not a problem to get success in the company, because every company has themselves culture. If you are joining this company and try to understand its culture, after, like I said, communication, respect, appreciate the difference. So every people will work for the same target. So that's no problem. But how to cooperate in this so different environment? We have also some, how to say, good experience want to share it. And in Huawei, we have like a performance management system. It will give the managers and underlines more change to communication about the business, about the target, about their shortage, and something needs to improvement. Also, some good result. They have this communicative change 4 times every year. And during the year, we also set some, we call the Friday talking for each month. And we'll invite also local speaker and Chinese speaker to discuss about the culture and everything about the company. And yeah, it helped a lot to get better understanding and better teamwork.
Thank you. And I'll move on to Mr. Jokelman and ask you, you've been working a long time in the UK, and ask the same question to you on what is, have you any comments, observations that you wish to share with us?
Of course, and I think there's some quite significant differences between culture and ethnic. I'm not happy about her and answer. Some examples.
Okay, now we have dialogue.
Number one, the relationship between a junior staff and his or her line manager. The junior staff try to please her line manager. The way of working will be different. In UK or Europe, you mainly just deliver good quality of results. That's it. Try to understand your boss, understand the work, do good work. Then your boss will appreciate that. But in Chinese culture, everybody, if not everybody, many people try to do something more outside of your day-to-day work duty. So that means in China or Chinese, people want to establish more personal relationship with his or her boss. That's why 20 years ago, I did a training to a BP boss by that time he was going to China. By the way, I just say a few words about myself. I worked in UK for a UK-based largest international company for 15 years. And worked in some project in China, Taiwan. I was employee, of course, to the largest international security company. Then I became the manager. I managed some rich staff, my staff, and now I'm running my own company. And it's, we also have rich employee, blah, blah, blah. So that is quite a significant difference. Many years ago, I think my colleague says here, he will agree with me. Every European people, if they go to China, if they give me training, 2 keywords, they have been told, 关系 and 面子. That is universal words. Universal words, I mean, for any European company, government officials, if they go to China, they must be told, you need to understand, you need to remember, Chinese people very much care about 关系 and 面子. Right? So the major difference, by my understanding, is that nothing's wrong. We just comment about culture there. So the Chinese and the junior staff always trying to do something more outside the duty from its work.
Thank you, Mr. Jokelman. We move on to Yes, when we next round, we'll have the opportunity. The question I wish to ask you, Henrik, is what do you see as the challenges and opportunities for Chinese and European companies to assign respectively European and Chinese employees and managers? So the relationship between Chinese, European managers, employees.
It's a very good question.
Big question.
It's a big question. Well, let me start by saying that I've had 4 very exciting years in Shanghai, and some of my Chinese friends call me Angek, which means white on the outside, yellow on the inside, and then I call my wife banana. In reverse. I take that as a compliment.
Yes, because you want your wife is Chinese.
She's Taiwanese American.